Good day everyone. My topic for today is masking, specifically visual masking. Let me give a little meaning to it. Masking. Masking in perceptual test, the introduction of a second stimulus in close temporal to a detectable stimulus causes it to become undetected. When you say close temporal, it means relatively close or same. You may ask, what is visual masking? Well, visual masking is a visual perception phenomenon. It occurs when the presence of another image, called a mask, reduces the visibility of one image, called a target. It's possible that the target isn't visible or that it has a low contrast or lightening. Optical illusion. Optical illusion is something that deceives the eye into believing it is not what it appears to be. In the two figures below, the detectable stimulus is figure 1, which consists of two gray squares, and the undetectable stimulus is figure 2. In the optical illusion test, there are few people that get asked about what color can they see on figure 1, which is two gray squares, and their answers are all the same, that both squares are gray. Figure 1 is being compared to figure 2 by putting the two gray squares in figure 2 separately. The result is that the gray square in the top of figure 2 is still the same color, but the bottom one becomes white from gray. Why? According to Professor Mark Williams' studies, how our brains have evolved, not to see the reality, but something more useful. Visual Perception Theory by Dr. Saul McLeod, 2018. Sensory information from the environment. Sensory. We have the sense organs such as the eye, ear, and nose that allows us to receive information from the environment. Each sense organ is a part of a sensory system that receives sensory information and delivers it to the brain. Wherein this topic, we use the sense of eyes. All the people who take part in the optical illusion test see is two gray squares in figure 1, while in figure 2, it is gray and white. Perception, the method through which the physical energy received by sense organs forms the basis of perceptual experience. Sensory inputs are transformed into perceptions in some way. What we see goes straight to our brain and led it to what we believe what we see when maybe it is or not. The perspective changes as the two gray squares in figure 1 is separately placed in figure 2. It becomes gray and white too. Top-down processing theory by Richard Gregory, 1970. Because perception begins with the stimuli, bottom-up processing is also known as data-driven processing. From the retina to the visual cortex, processing is done in one direction, with each level in the visual pathway performing a more comprehensive examination of the information. Perception, according to Gregory, is a hypothesis founded on prior information. We are actively developing our vision of reality in this way, based on our environment and stored data. Much information reaches the eyes, but the time it reaches the brain, much of it has been lost. Gregory estimates about 90% is lost. As a result, the brain is forced to make educated guesses about what a person sees based on previous experiences. Our perspective of reality is something we actively shape. Sensory receptors absorb information from the environment, which is paired with previously stored information about the world that we have accumulated over time. Perception errors will result from the creation of faulty hypotheses. Critical evaluation of Gregory's theory. Number 1. The nature of perceptual hypothesis. Once the 2 gray square in figure 1 is put in figure 2, we can see in the video the change of colors. We figure out how to view the stimulus in a new way. Although there is a direct relationship between an altering hypothesis and perception in some circumstances, such as figure 2, this is not always the case. Illusions, for example, endure even when we are fully aware of them. One would think that the knowledge we've gained, say from changing the angle of figure 2 and establishing that it isn't normal, would cause us to change our hypothesis. The existing hypothesis testing theories are unable to explain why learning and perception do not appear to be linked. Number 2. Perceptual development. The constructivist approach to perceptual development emphasizes the role of knowledge in perception, which is in opposition to the nativist approach. Constructivism approach is a theory that asserts that humans create meaning in their lives and, as a result, create their own worlds, while nativist approach is the belief that the mind has certain innate structures and that experience only plays a minor part in their knowledge production. In constructivism approach is what color people in the optical illusion test see what they believe it is, while in nativist approach is what we people know in the course of our life.